Hey, what is up, you sexy beast? GhostSickness or Tristan here, and today I'm telling you the crazy story about the poker night gone wrong. My very first time playing poker with the guys, betting $20 each, and absolute craziness that happened this crazy party night. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's going to be a really long story, a really great story, and I actually had to come up with aliases for this, so I have the list of aliases there, and I hope I stick to it because it's going to be pretty interesting and a long story. So yeah, guys, get comfortable. Here I go. And if we can smash 1,000 likes on the story, I know we can. If it's not to 1,000 likes, get it to 1,000 likes. It's an amazing story, a really, really long one. You guys love these kind of stories from me, and I love telling them, so I'm going to get right into it. So this was in mid-April, and we've been playing poker for a little while, basically ever since the second semester of high school. This was in April of this year, so it was about 8 months ago. And we're like, all right, guys, we need to have a poker night. We talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And we need to legitimately get some money together because we didn't bet at school, right? Get some money together and actually go play poker for actual money. Let's see where we end up. Let's see how money changes the game and everything like that. Because sometimes we would get kind of bored and play like fuck it games where like we didn't really care whether we lost or won or whatever. All in, you know, all sorts of crazy shit. If you guys play poker, you don't really need to know poker for this story, but I'm going to kind of explain it to you guys as I go along. So it came to mid-April and we're like, all right, dude, we can meet at Connor's house. Let's fucking do this. Everybody agreed and everybody's like, perfect. This is going to be great. Everybody have their $20. Good. Everybody has their $20. So I was in charge of not only taking Rob to the game, but also getting cigars. I figured like, hey guys, look, I'm 18, I'm gonna get cigars, and you know, they were 18 as well, but it's legal to gamble in Oregon, so yeah, what we were doing was somewhat legal for the most part. So I decided to get the cigars. So I go to the cigar shop after school and I'm like, perfect, today's the day, tonight's the night. It was Friday night and I had work on Saturday at like 8 a.m. That comes in the story later, and I'm like, all right, so I go into the store buying cigars, and so I buy like three huge cigars, like 3 fat stogies, and a bunch of other large cigars, as well as some other really small cigars like Swisher Sweets or whatever. So I just got a ton of cigars, like $30 worth of cigars, and I was amped. I was super excited. I had the chips. I had everything ready because I had the poker chips. I had the poker cards, and we were all ready to play this night. And something funny actually happened to the poker cards. I'll get to that later. Just remind me remind me at the end there. So yeah, I was super excited. I went to go pick up Rob, and so I pick up Rob, and it's like 8 p.m. at this time when I finally picked up Rob. And so we drive all the way to Connor's house. Now we meet Gerardo there, as well as Connor, and then I had Rob with me. So, and basically, my friend Connor informs me that a guy named Jared is going to be playing with us as well. So I'm like, sweet, that sounds great. You know, the more the merrier, you know, the more money going around, the more we're going to do. So we actually planned with our $20 to do 5 games, not one crazy game, 5 $4 games each. And so we're just going to put in $20 in the pots, and then if you played a game, then you'd get the $20, right? Because that's how the math would work there. So we decided to do that, and what we didn't realize at the time was how long actual poker games take when money is involved. They take forever. So we probably could have done 1 or 2 games, but definitely could not have done 5. I think we ended up only doing 2 games after all the craziness and then the money, and it was a fucking mess, you guys. It was an absolute mess. So anyway, we start playing, and in the fucking, okay, we're in like this shed. We're in like this kind of garage shed. Basically, it has a garage door, but it's a shed, and we were all in there on this wooden table, this really old, like, splintery wooden table with these sketchy-ass chairs and everything like that. It was really not a kosher night, but we're like, you know what, fuck it. We're all here. We have the cigars and everything. So we kind of start playing it out, and we're playing a little bit, drinking a little bit. You know, they had some beer. We had some alcohol. It started off pretty light, pretty relaxed, and we're playing poker. Things are going pretty well, and then we start to bust out the cigars. We start busting out the cigars. Everybody's kind of huffing and puffing, and Rob's not taking that much. Gerardo's going to town on these cigars. I'm, you know, taking it lightly. Yeah, I'm still hitting these cigars a little bit. We had ashtrays and everything, and we start playing, you know. Jared's to my right, Rob's to my left, and then Connor's also to my left, and then Gerardo's in front of me. And so we're just playing, we're going at it and doing stuff like that, betting. It was getting pretty intense. Actually, I had a really good start to the game, and then I just started absolutely sucking. So I'm like, okay, well, as I got more and more drunk and more intoxicated, more fucked up, I started not playing poker so well. So guys, that's something you should not do, especially when you're betting money, is get super fucked up when you're playing poker. So anyway, we're playing, things are going well. I'm getting most of the chips, and then I start start betting over my ass. So I just start over betting and start over, correcting, and I'm not getting a lot of great hands, and I'm losing a lot of money to Jared. I'm losing a lot of money to him, and I'm like, shit, man, this is not going well. I had a bunch of chips. I had almost all the chips, and then now I'm just losing all these chips to you because I kept betting high and I didn't want to back down, and I didn't really do anything like that. So basically, Jared starts winning the game, and things are going really, really crazily. And then I end up sucking a little bit, and I end up getting out of the game. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck. I'm out of the game. I'm just going to sit here and watch you guys play. This is going to be super intense. So we're out in the shed. It's cold as fuck. We're in the shed, and like I said, we're puffing and smoking cigars. And this thing's filling with fucking smoke, dude. There's like barely a window open. So we're all smoked out in this room, having a great time. Like classic cigar night, classic poker night. Yes, very adult thing to do, you guys. So yeah, we're chilling there, and we're doing that, and so I was like, oh man, fuck, I'm out of the game, chance of winning the money's over already. But there was like $120 or something, let's see, $140 there as well. And so Jared's girlfriend ends up coming in. She's like talking to us and stuff. And then if you guys watch Over It Flow's video, Over It Flow's story, basically what he did on my channel, there was a girl called Slut. She was basically the same girl. Oh my fucking god, I could not believe she was there. I was really surprised, and I'm glad it didn't end up too poorly. But there was this girl named Slut there, and that's not her actual name, but she was from the Almost BJ story. Yes, she was fucking there that night. I'm like, oh my god, small world. She was there, and she ended up dealing as well. So she wasn't Jared's girlfriend, but she was, I don't know, just hanging out that night, I guess. And so we got along pretty well. But she was our actual dealer. She was the card dealer, because we didn't really trust we didn't really trust Connor with we didn't really trust Gerardo with the cards, because he'd been known to do some really sketchy things. We thought he counted cards and shit, so we didn't trust him dealing the cards. And so there was a dedicated dealer, and Slut was the dedicated dealer for a while. She wasn't bad. She could shuffle, she could bridge, that kind of thing, where you shuffle the cards. And it ended up being pretty nice. So she was our dedicated dealer. We dealt with it, and it was pretty interesting. Her and I didn't have like anything like that, but I was just kind of like, oh my god, this is too funny. I'm going to try not to be super angry at you right now, but I've let it go. It's years and years ago, so whatever, right? Whatever. So we're playing. I'm out of the game. Slut's dealing. Everybody's playing. Fucking Jared is getting tons of the chips, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. So, Connor gets out of the game, and Gerardo gets out of the game. So now it's just between Rob and Jared, and they're going at it. Rob's a really good poker player. He actually taught me how to play poker. He doesn't look like a good poker player, but he is a really, really good poker player. So they're going at it, and eventually it ends up doing like this crazy all-or-nothing bluff insaneness. Dude, we're freaking the fuck out all this time, man. And Rob ends up taking the cake. He ends up winning the money. Jared flips out, but he's, gives him props, so he takes $20 from the hat. Actually, he took $40 for the first game. I don't remember why, but basically we knew we had to reduce the amount of games we were playing, so reduced it to like 3 games or whatever. I don't know. The math worked out. But anyway, he ends up taking the $40, and it comes to almost midnight. Like I said, this game had dragged on forever. I had a beer or two. I was kind of hanging out, chilling, not really doing anything. I ended up totaling drinking a little bit more than I should have, hence to the gone wrong part of the title. So yeah, we're playing there. We load up for the second game, and it turns out that Rob had to go. It was almost midnight, and basically Rob had to be home. So Slut and Jared's girlfriend end up driving him home. So they end up driving him home, and he had to pay like fucking $20 in gas money, which is total bullshit. So he did end up like breaking even or winning like $10 or something. He had to pay him a ridiculous amount of gas money because he lived all the way across town, right? So, but anyway, he got home in time for his parents. I didn't have to take him home, and I'm glad too, because I had to go to work early the next day, and I was all prepared to do so. So I was like, oh man, fuck, this is crazy. Well, I wasn't really all prepared to do so. I did have to go home first, but anyway, so Slut does that, Jared's girlfriend does that, and so it's just me, Jared, Connor, and Gerardo. So we're just chilling there, the 4 of us, and we're like, all right, guys, you ready for another game? Let's fucking play another game. So at this point, I was a little tired. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty tired, and so fucking Connor's like, hey, bro, what if you mix some coffee and Kahlua? I'm like, that sounds amazing. He's like, yeah. So we mixed some black coffee and Kahlua, and literally, you guys, it was so sweet. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. So I drank 2 of those. I straight up, so I was almost done with the first one. And then Connor takes it over himself to go over and refill my coffee and Kahlua. And like I said, I'd already had 2 beers and 2 coffee and Kahluas. And so I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking done, you guys. This is absolutely crazy. I was feeling a little bit buzzed, and I'd been puffing a little bit of weed as well, some Mary J, some marijuana. Took a couple hits of that because Jared had some, so we lit up a little bit. And so if you guys are keeping track, there are 4 drugs in my system now. 4 different drugs, 2 ups and 2 downs, guys. I had THC in my system, which is a down. I had alcohol in my system, which is a down. I had caffeine in my system, which is an up, and I had nicotine in my system, which is an up. And ladies and gentlemen, these 4 do not mix. I'll get to that in just a little bit, but holy shit, you guys. So anyway, I'm having all these sorts of drugs rushing through my brain. I'm feeling insane, and I really shouldn't have done this, but I was like, fuck it. First poker night, definitely lesson learned after this. So we're playing. Things are going pretty well. I'm not doing as well as I was in the first game. Obviously, I'm double crossfaded, man. I'm super fucked up at this point. I am, like, not doing well, and after my second coffee and Kahlua, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm taking a back seat. I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore, and my poker game begin to be like shit. And so I end up getting out of the game pretty early. But what happened before I got out of the game was literally, this is the dumbest shit ever. And this is the shit most likely that pushed me past my limit and really, really got me into the craziness that happened that night. So basically, we busted out the rum. Okay, we busted out the rum, and I knew it was game over at this point. I was fucking screwed. I didn't have a lot of chips left, and I'm just trying to, hold on and play the game. And we end up pouring 4 shots, and we do that, and so we're like, sweet, or actually, 5 shots for the 5 of us there, and we end up pouring 5 shots of rum, and so I was super amped. I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it. So I downed my shot before everybody else, and then my friend Connor's like, hey, man, no, that's not cool. You're supposed to wait for the whole group, and so you got to take another, and I'm like, dude, no, fuck that, no. He's like, dude, you got to take another, and I'm like, fuck, man, you're killing me, Smalls, and so he's like, okay, so he pours me another shot, and then we take a shot together. We take a shot, like, as a group. Like I said, in this shack, there's a fucking ton of smoke everywhere. We're all sitting at this table, kind of in the same positions we were. Rob went home. Slut's not there. We're dealing. Jared's girlfriend is nowhere to be found. They were still taking him home. They came back later, and then they didn't really do anything. Then Jared's girlfriend ended up dealing as well. So we take the shots. I take 2 shots. I had 2 beers and, 2 coffee and Kahluas, man. I was really fucked up, and I wasn't feeling very well because I had smoke. We had some interesting foods to eat that night, some like chili and stuff like that. So it really didn't all go down the pipe very well. So we're chilling there, playing poker, and I'm not doing very well. Rob is doing amazing, or not Rob, sorry, Rob went home. Gerardo's doing amazingly. Connor gets out of the game early. I get out of the game early. What happened before I went out of the game was actually this fucking stupid rule that Connor came up with. I'm still mad at him for this, and making me take the extra shot was basically, if you fold, you have to take a shot of rum. So no matter how shitty your hand was, no matter what you did, someone raised or whatever, and you folded, you had to take another shot. So I was already super fucked up at this point, and I'm feeling, lightheaded. I'm feeling dizzy. I'm feeling, buzzed and everything like that. I'm like, shit, man, this is not going to go well. So I end up folding like 2 or 4 times. I don't remember. I think they told me I took like 6 shots of rum, but I know I took 4, right? So I ended up blacking out a little bit of how many shots of rum I actually took in total. But I folded a couple times and got out of the game. I lost all my fucking chips. I said, you know what, fuck it, $20 down the drain. I feel like complete ass. And so I'm basically huddled over the table. I have my sweatshirt on. I'm shivering. I have a towel over as well because I started to throw up in this can. There was this can, and literally, guys, it was the same can that we put all the cigarette butts in, all the ash, all of everything like that. And I had it over there, and I'm just puking in it. And so they ended up passing me a towel because puke like overflowed. It didn't overflow from the can, but I missed the can. Overflow. It ended up missing the can a little bit. So it's on the fucking like table a little bit, so they're crowding around this towel around this can, and I'm just there over like, ugh, and I'm puking, and I really don't feel well, and I'm just laying there, and I'm like, and I'm just kind of laying there, my head huddled over, I'm shivering, I'm cold, I'm kind of done. I'm listening to them play poker and hearing them take shots and everything like that. At this point, dude, I was already like, holy fuck, I'm so done. And so they play poker, and I guess Rob ends up winning, so they're like, all right, dude, we need to get you home. So they start walking with me to the house, and it was actually Jared's house, so I'm feeling like complete shit. Nobody else had puked or done anything like that to my knowledge, but I was feeling like complete ass, and so I couldn't really walk very well. I was shivering. I was super cold. I had my sweatshirt on. I was huddled over this can for a little while, just puking and just laying there and kind of listening just to what was going on. So I end up walking with, I'm pretty sure I ended up walking with Connor. So, or not Connor, Gerardo. So I pretty much, so Connor and Gerardo take me back home. They take me back to Jared's house because his house was like right there. He lived on the property and everything like that. Connor also lived on the property. Rob and I were guests. So or not Rob and I, Gerardo and I, you guys, I'm sorry. Gerardo and I were guests. Rob went home. Like I said, he was a guest as well. So we end up walking to the house, and I'm feeling like complete shit. I end up getting to the kitchen and just laying down because I couldn't stand up. I knew I was going to puke more. I was like, no, I can't make it. I can't make it. And so Jared's like, look, man, we got to make it upstairs. We got to make it upstairs. That's where you're going to go to bed. You know, you can't sleep on the floor here, but you can sleep upstairs, buddy. I'm going to help you, buddy. And so whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, dude, I can't walk. I can't move. He's like, don't worry about it, man. I'll carry you. And so I'm like, holy shit, no. Please don't carry me. Don't carry me. So basically, he's walking up the stairs and he's carrying me. And so he's carrying me and I'm like, oh shit, no, dude, I'm not feeling well. Please don't carry me. Don't carry me. And so I get upstairs and I'm like, I gotta puke. And so he grabs me a trash can. This trash can had old cat litter in it. Not like super old, but not a lot. It smelled like cat litter basically. And I ended up just hurling in this fucking empty trash can, dude, at the top of the stairs, like in the little like a bonus room kind of loft area I was staying in. So I'm puking there, and then they ends up giving me some aspirin and some water. So he ends up giving me aspirin and water, and I'm like, so I don't feel well. I get some blankets, and I'm on the floor, and I'm on this, like, I'm on a couple of blankets. I had this little seating area, kind of laying area for me. So I'm laying there. I took a bunch of aspirin, and I took a bunch of water. So I'm laying there. I'm feeling like complete shit. The trash can's nearby, full of my puke. Not completely full, obviously, but, you know, has my puke in it. And I'm just like, and so Jared's like, dude, you're okay, buddy. You're here. You can just go to bed, get some rest. You know, you're going to be fine. I had a water bottle as well. And so Rob ends up coming up. No, God, I keep mentioning Rob. Okay, Gerardo ends up coming up there, and he sleeps on the couch next to me. So not next to me. I was on the floor. He was on the couch. But he ends up sleeping in the same kind of loft area as me. So I wake up, and dude, I woke up at like 6:45. Okay, I had to be to work by 8, and it was a little bit of a drive to get to my house. So I had to get to my house and then shower and get ready for work and everything like that. So I wake up and I see Rob, and I'm like, oh, hey, fucking Jesus Christ, you guys, I'm horrible with these names. I see Gerardo. I'm going to remove Rob's name from the list because these are alias lists. So, I see Gerardo there, and I'm like, hey, man, thank you so much for last night, because he ended up helping me last night. He ended up helping me get to the house, him and Jared as well, and I had huge thanks for him. They ended up helping me, like, stay there and answered questions and everything like that. Just got me to the safe place safely to the house. Oh, my God. So, yes, it was Gerardo who ended up walking me safely to the house, and then Jared carried me up the stairs. Connor was just kind of chilling. He went back to his own place. He wasn't feeling well either. I'm pretty sure he had a horrible night as well. So I got home, and I woke up, and I get in my car, and it's freezing as fuck outside. I warm up my car. I'm really not feeling well. I'm pretty sure I was slightly still drunk at this point, or slightly still fucked up at this point. Don't ever mix those 4 ingredients, guys. THC, caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine, guys. Don't ever do it. We'd smoked most of the cigars, and I took the rest I had with me. I left my poker chips there. I totally forgot about them in the morning. And I get to my car, and I realize what's in my pocket is $20. I was really confused. I was like, why is there $20 in my pocket? I lost the game. You know, they divvied up the money, whatever. We don't really know what happened with all the money, but basically I lost the money. So there's $20 in my pocket. I'm like, what the fuck? There's no way I broke even from this. And so my friend Gerardo I found out later, I ended up seeing him, you know, on Monday or whatever. He ended up giving me $20. He won 40 for the second game that they played. Ended up giving me $20 because he felt really bad. And I'm like, oh, dude, thanks, man, you know, for the cigars or whatever. So he gave me that, and I just felt really awesome. So I basically broke even that night. But I did lose $30 worth of cigars, and I did lose my gut as well. So, excuse me, I'm in my car, and I start driving home, and I'm driving really slow. I'm feeling pretty fucked up. Not super fucked up, but I wasn't feeling 100% sober at this point is what I mean, from all that shit that happened. And so basically we went to like 4 in the morning, and I had to be up at like 6:45. Okay, so I'm running on like no sleep, and I'm still feeling pretty fucked up after all this rum and after all this Kahlua and after all this beer and everything. I just mixed way too much, way too much, and obviously it came up the other end. So guys, don't ever do that. But I end up going home, and I end up going to work, and I had to go to work for like 9 hours. It was such a brutal day. This was back when I worked at McDonald's, you guys. It was a really brutal day. Everybody knew I had a hangover, and it was basically like a 9-hour shift. It was absolutely brutal, super busy, and I was just like, fuck, dude, fuck my life. But I ended up going home and sleeping for like 14 hours. That was great. But yeah, you guys, I felt like complete shit that entire day. Headache, stomach ache, that kind of thing. I did not feel that great. Guys, that is my poker night gone wrong. Don't ever mix those 4 chemicals. And if you do play poker and you bet money for it, don't get super fucked up. Keep it to one thing. Maybe it's just a little weed. Maybe it's just a little alcohol. Maybe it's just a little nicotine. little caffeine. Don't ever mix all four of them. My lesson learned, you guys. But I was super grateful on Monday for Connor as well as Gerardo. I later ended up thanking Jared for just being super cool and supportive with me that night, and just being really great. And just being really good friends, you guys. So obviously, I was still pretty pissed at Connor for making me drink all that stuff. But like I said, I didn't really have to drink it, but Connor did make me drink that. And Jared was really nice. Gerardo was really nice. I was super thankful. It really showed me how good of friends they are after all that shit ended up happening. Because, you know, when shit hits the fan, they did have my back. So I was really thankful for that. So guys, really, if you did enjoy the story, don't forget to smash that like button if you did enjoy. Let's do 1,000 likes. Stay sexy, you beasts. I'm GhostSickness. Lesson learned, and I'm out.